In tonight's news, a Port Augusta tourist spot to benefit from a Work for the Dole scheme and the Coast and Clean Seas project. Good evening, thanks for joining us. Also tonight, a $25,000 boost to Lifeline and fishing tips from around the Gulf. But first, 10 new Work for the Dole projects in the electorate of Grey were announced today. Among them, the clean-up and revegetation of the Red Banks area in Port Augusta.
The Red Banks is one of Port Augusta's top tourist attractions, and come 2002, it'll gain even more attention.
It's actually the bicentenary of Matthew Flinder's visit to this area when he sailed up this way in the Investigator and came up here in search of the inland sea and basically turned around at this point and decided it was a lost cause and went on to do other things. His visit here at that stage was the first visit by European people to this area.
To prepare for the bicentennial, Port Augusta's Work for the Dole program is undertaking a massive clean-up of the area, starting at the northern end.
There's quite a lot of rubbish being dumped here over the years, which needs to be dealt with. There's vegetation issues in terms of regeneration. There's vehicle access, which is causing problems in terms of the vegetation and erosion of the area.
It's a long-term project, but one with a substantial workforce, with 82 Work for the Dole places available in Port Augusta this financial year.
Now, we have a number of projects around town, so the likelihood is that we would have 10 or 15 people on site.
Work at the Red Banks is expected to start in September. Meanwhile, Council has also applied for Coast Care funding to build boardwalks in the area. Other Work for the Dole projects approved by the government include a community improvement initiative in Whyalla and a school children assistance program in Port Pirie. The projects will cater for more than 200 job seekers in the Spencer Gulf region. Kerry State, Central News.
Port Lincoln's new waste management water system was officially unveiled yesterday at the Marine Science Centre. The $1.8 million project will improve coastal water quality and boost the local economy. A crowd, including Port Lincoln Mayor Peter Davis, Member for Grey Barry Wakelin and Environment Minister Dorothy Coates, attended the official opening, outlining the latest move to recycle wastewater on Lower Eyre Peninsula.
One of our problems is this water issue.
Turning a negative, if you like, or something that may cause us problems in the future, back into a positive, back into reusable water.
Titled the Coast and Clean Seas program, the Flinders University will examine the best way to recycle wastewater, including sewage effluent, storm water and factory runoff. The recycled water will be transferred to the restored wetlands and serve as a reserve water supply that could be used to water local parks and ovals and a golf course.
This particular project also recognises the government's commitment to sustainable water management and the important role that reuse of stormwater and effluent is applying and achieving this aim.
Benefits include improved coastal water quality, an increased water supply and assisting economic development. The thriving aquaculture industry has backed the project, applauding a reduction in the amount of wastewater pumped into the sea, while the growing viticulture industry is also expected to benefit with an increased amount of high-quality water available.
That the economic growth of coastal and marine industries is tied to responsible environmental management. And this means maintaining the integrity of the coastal and marine environments.
But the completed project is still a long way off, with any capital work not expected to be finished for 1 to 2 years. Lifeline Upper Spencer Gulf has received a $25,000 boost from the state government. The one-off grant will help relieve the organisation's funding crisis.
With Lifeline Upper Spencer Gulf now taking on a number of part-time employees, funds are stretched to the limit. And with last financial year's funding shortfall, estimated at $65,000, the service is struggling to survive. But the state government has come to the rescue, injecting $25,000 into the organisation, which services most of regional South Australia.
And we'll be putting that into our normal service delivery costs, some of our wages components, and the cost of just running a telephone counselling service right through the north of the state.
A service which received more than 4,000 calls last year. The grant is the result of negotiations which started around 8 months ago. Norm Heath also hopes to attract additional government support this year to further alleviate the lack of funding in the short term.
But in the longer term, we hope that new businesses that we hope to establish in conjunction with volunteers around the state, particularly our second-hand clothing and furniture shops, that'll give us a degree of independence eventually from needing to draw on government sources.
But in the meantime, it's been a good week for Lifeline, also receiving more than $2,000 from the Port Augusta City Council. Norm Heath hopes other councils will take its lead. Kerry State, Central News.
Coming up after the break, all the latest fishing news from around the Gulf. We'll be right back.
Blast into Bilo all this week for triple flybys bonus points.
And 30% off 420-gram Campbell's red and white label soup.
97 cents.
Extra bonus shopping.
Bilo, extra value for you.
Who wants to be?
A 20% home alarm discount. Flexible payment.
Grass weeds enter this paddock at their own risk. Targa High Voltage Grass Weed Control from DuPont.
Calling all business houses in Port Pirie. Membership is now available to be part of the Flinders View United Traders Association. Join in the association and share the vision to lead, unite and develop the Port Pirie area as the premier business and tourism region. Let's get business moving. Join the Flinders View United Traders Association. Contact Diane Robertson-Smith for your membership application and help start shaping Port Pirie's business future.
Port Pirie's newest second-hand shop is bursting with bargains. Household recyclers in the old Recorder building. Fabulous Phil will bend over backwards to find what you're looking for. Quality second-hand household items, furniture, electrical goods, bric-a-brac and much more. Phil buys and sells almost anything. Instant money paid for goods, free valuations and free pickup and delivery in Port Pirie. Call into Fabulous Phil's little shop of treasures. Household recyclers in the old Recorder building, Alexander Street, Port Pirie.
Is your car safe? Need servicing, mechanical repairs, or a new set of tyres and you don't want to pay a fortune? Well, see the team at Tyre Master Tyre Power. Locally owned and 25 years in the business. They have a fully qualified mechanic with a fully equipped workshop and a full range of new tyres to keep you on the road safely at a price you can afford. Book your car, four-wheel drive or light truck in now.
Call in and see us at Tyre Master Tyre Power because we believe your safety is our business.
And now to this week's fishing segment, and Leon and Alan are joined by Steve in Port Lincoln.
G'day, welcome to another week around the Gulf fishing tips from Port Pirie. We'll start at Wallaroo as we normally go. That place is starting to produce some beautiful fish at this particular time. There's still a few salmon around Bird Island and there's a lot of King George whiting out around the bar. There's a lot of things happening on the jetty at the moment with mullet and squid, so it's a great place to have a go. And the tommies are starting to come in as well, but it's around 5 o'clock in the evening that we're picking them up. You'll have to sort of work a little bit hard. We come into Port Pirie. There's a few rugged snapper working on the creek areas, as we've mentioned over the last 3 weeks, and they're still there. We've got a few rigs that we're going to show you today that our pup Mark Hanrahan uses, and he's actually sewn 2 hooks inside of a garfish, which we'll show you. Now these are really good presented baits and usually work very well on big fish. Not so much the little knobbers, the little baby fish, but mostly the big fish. Have a look at those guys. If you need any more information, by all means give us a tingle and we should be able to work something out to show you how to tie that particular rig. There's a lot of King George whiting around there, but boy, are they scarce. They are everywhere, but some of the guys are coming home with 4 to 5 in a bag, or some are coming home with 20 to 25 in the bag. What I say is you do have to work a bit harder. Look at the weed areas, just keep away from the big sandy patches. Look at the weed areas, you might be able to pick them up. There's a few squid to be had around the Port Germain area, so again, work for them. And we're moving up to Port Augusta, and the shark we reported a couple of weeks ago is back in Port Augusta. It's around by the powerhouse at the moment. It's not a bad sized shark, so don't go washing anything over the side that you don't want to leave there. So there's a few silvers in front of the powerhouse as well. Maybe that's what that shark's eating, I don't know. Chinaman's Creek is producing some beautiful King George whiting, and there's still a few snapper floating around in front of the powerhouse as well. So great fishing still. Tides are looking good. The weather will be fantastic for the weekend, so go for it. It's over to you, Alan in Whyalla.
Thank you, Leon. Hi, everyone. Well, around Whyalla, it's been great weather for fishing and plenty of people out fishing. Different compared with Adelaide, where they've had 1.5 to 2 metre seas. Here in Whyalla, it's been flat calm. The land-based anglers have had a great time catching garfish, small to medium size, but plenty of them, and mostly legal. Tommy Ruffs, that's Australian herring for our interstate visitors, and also squid. And from Black Point to Point Lowly, all the way past Fitzgerald Bay, anywhere off the rocks, they've still been catching salmon, and the biggest salmon they've been catching on pilchards. The boaties have caught the same fish again as the land-based anglers, and not many King George whiting. Seems they've been 1 week on and 1 week off. Last week was a week off, and that's for about 4 weeks in a row. Let's hope it's a week on next week with the better tides. For the snapper, lots of boats everywhere, but not many snapper, just a few pan size. One group, however, came back to Whyalla with 6 large snapper, but wouldn't tell us where they got them from. We do know, however, that out there at the Point Lowly Rip, they caught some big snapper out there. One of the most interesting things for the boaties, driving 14 kilometres out from Whyalla, 12 to 14 kilometres, plenty of seals out there to look at, quite interesting, and many, many fairy penguins out there. As far as hooks go to catch those King George whiting, size 6 is about the right size to catch King George whiting just over legal. That's all we've got from Whyalla. Wishing everybody good fishing.
Thanks, Alan. My name's Stephen. I'm standing in for Chris while he's away overseas for a few weeks. This is the last week of school holidays, so time is running out to take the kids fishing. There are plenty of tommies and salmon around the jetties, so you don't have far to go. Tides are fairly consistent this week, so make good use of them. Whales have been sighted off the south coast, so it's well worth the drive to see them as they are quite close into shore. Salmon are still a main catch at the moment around Lincoln and the south coast areas, with fish in the 6 to 8 pound range being taken. Schools of whiting are on the move around Coffin Bay, with good catches of squid to be picked up as well. Farm Beach is producing bag limits of good sized fish, with the group and the lumps off Taylor's Island providing excellent fishing on the full tide. Tumby Bay anglers should look over the ballast and hospital grounds. Small snook can also be picked up in these areas. Some good news for the shore-based anglers is the decision to partially reopen the jetty, dependent on the work being carried out. Our Monta and Gunya are providing plenty of action for the beach fishermen. Take care though when driving on this beach, as it can be quite soft. For more details, have a look at our website at www.centralonline.com.au. Back to Travis.
Thanks, Steve. Look good, feel better. That's the motto cancer patients are being given during their battle with the disease.
Look Good, Feel Better is a community service helping female patients deal with the physical changes caused by cancer treatment. Workshops will teach people how to care for their skin, hair and general appearance.
People who are undergoing cancer treatment, their skin tends to change a little bit. Their hair also quite often falls out depending on the treatment they're having.
The group workshops aim to boost patients' self-esteem and encourage them to be confident and positive during cancer treatment. Certified volunteers will be trained to make the session comfortable for patients participating.
We can be looking at wigs. I've got some wigs here, looking at how they can use turbans and headscarves, makeup, skincare, and each person that comes along and has something done to them will also have will receive a complimentary makeup kit.
Whyalla's workshop will be held on August 3rd from 12:30 to 3 p.m. in the TAFE Cosmetology Centre. And interest can be registered with Helmer Bambridge at the Spencer Institute of TAFE.
It's no cost at all for the day, so it's purely a community service, and it's actually sponsored by Anti-Cancer Foundation and also the Australian Cosmetic Fragrance Association.
Marty Westphalen, Central News.
We'll take a break now, and then it's news for our viewers in Broken Hill.
Classifieds, Certificate 2 in Security Operations on Monday 26th of July. Be trained as a crowd controller or security officer, conducted by Chubb Training, Port Augusta. Phone 86411 002. The best people in tax, that's our claim. H&R Block Tax Accountants. Port Augusta, Chris Hayho, 8642-6303. Port Pirie, Pauline Murray on 8632-5211. Whyalla, Ian Townsend on 8845-0534. Trendy Lady Boutique, final winter clearance, 50% off all winter stock. On now Trendy Lady, Port Pirie. It's big, it's huge. Palm World, Rose World, Silk World. Thousands of palms, roses, bush standards, ferns, stags, elks, ground covers, shrubs, silk, artificial plants and trees. Direct from our farms to you. The Old Coke Building, Ian Street, Whyalla. Phone 0413 765 728. What's life all about? Do you live or merely exist? The Word of God is life. Come hear its message with Dr. Robert McQuillan, Saturday 17th of July at 7:30pm and Sunday 18th of July at 10am at Christian Community Centre Church, 3 Chain Road. Phone 8633 4000. Crippled Children's Fundraiser, Wednesday 7th of August, 3-course meal $20. Guest speaker Tony Jones, head brewer of SAB at Bayview Hotel. Phone 8645 8544. The Whyalla Golf Club is proud to present The Chad Morgan Show with Gordon Larkin. That's Saturday 31st of July at 7:30pm. Come along and see the chic of Scrubby Creek. A great night out for only $15, including supper. D Faces of Youth Arts Workshops, traditional, Aboriginal and contemporary dance, juniors 4 to 5, seniors 5 to 6:45, Monday 19th of July. On Tuesday 27th of July, Boredom Busters, juniors 4 to 5:30, seniors 6 to 8pm at TAFE Theatre, Whyalla. Call 8645 8309. Whyalla Players present the musical Annie at the Middleback Theatre, showing on Friday 16th of July and Saturday 17th of July. Bookings on 8645 8022. Risdon Park Foodland fresh food specials on sides of lamb at $1.99 a kilo and 5 kilos of potatoes at $1.99 a packet from Tuesday to Thursday this week only. Look up Central GTSBKN at our website www.centralonline.com.au.
The first fully elected board of the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Commission will be in place by the end of the year. Regional council elections will be held on October 9. It's hoped the non-compulsory poll will attract record numbers. Broken Hill's fight for a brighter future has taken another leap forward. The Broken Hill Working Party is now one step closer to forming a foundation designed to ensure the city survives beyond 2006. It's searching for ideas to generate further economic activity and employment opportunities for the city.
The Broken Hill Community Working Party refuses to let the city die once Pasminco Broken Hill mine winds down within the next 7 years. Wheels are now in motion to come up with a foundation designed to encourage locals to start up a new business and help create sustainable employment in Broken Hill. The party is looking at basing the foundation structure on the Hunter Advantage Fund model, and if it turns out to be the best option for Broken Hill, a package will be put together to suit the city's needs.
Obviously there are differences between the Hunter and Newcastle and Broken Hill, but if we can find out what sort of projects work well for them, what mistakes they may have made in setting up, we can avoid those pitfalls and maybe get some valuable information.
Representatives from the Broken Hill Regional Consultative Committee, Far West Regional Development Board and Pasminco Broken Hill Mine will accompany Executive Manager Susan Devine to Newcastle and Sydney in search for new ideas and options.
One of the things we're going to do while we're over there is talk to state and regional development about how we can put packages together, how we can market them to get the best value.
There's still a long way to go before the local foundation is up and running, but the party hopes it's sooner rather than later.
We're not quite sure. It depends on how complex it's going to be to set up a foundation that suits Broken Hill. What we're looking to do is set something up that's going to have very long-lasting effects on the community, and hopefully the foundation will continue over a very long time.
Meanwhile, the state government has allocated $500,000 over the next 2 years to the Broken Hill Community Working Party for future projects and training opportunities. Sarah Mitteff, Central News.
Broken Hill's Tracy Beggs has won a seat at the International Society of Poets Convention in Washington in September. She will have the chance to mix with some of the world's most dynamic poets and promote Broken Hill as a popular tourist destination.
Since Tracy Beggs heard she was chosen to read 2 poems at the prestigious Poets Convention 4 weeks ago, her life has been turned upside down. Never been out of Australia or in an aeroplane before, the experience is all new to Beggs. But writing poetry is now more than a hobby. These 2 poems about mining and a group of men playing two-up are not only taking her overseas, but could score her $5,000 in prize money and a publishing contract.
It was basically of what a mine can do to the miners, and it can swallow them up and take their souls, and how the community works together to try and help in case of a cave-in.
Beggs, who has been writing poetry since she was 15 years old, hopes to follow in well-known poet Banjo Patterson's footsteps.
I look at his work and it inspires me, and I mean, he was a true Australian, so I want to try and be in there amongst him.
Beggs needs financial assistance to help her get to Washington, D.C., a once-in-a-lifetime experience she doesn't want to miss. Life has been tough for the 31-year-old mother of 3, and she is about to face her biggest battle yet. She will undergo breast surgery in September.
I had a nervous breakdown at the beginning of the year, so I'm on medication for that. And it's been a long, hard struggle this year, and this is just the most important thing to me, and it's giving me a lot to take my mind off what's happened.
Whether or not Beggs comes home with a title, she has already won, and it could be this poem she scribbled on the back of a coaster, which marks the start of a new chapter in her life.
The winning isn't the most important thing, it's just being asked to go there is an honour for me.
Sarah Mitev, Central News.
A public meeting will be held in Port Pirie to get community views on how the city should recognise Adelaide Crows captain Mark Bickley. The meeting will be held in the Tourism and Arts Centre at 7 o'clock on August 2. We'll be right back after the break with weather details with Melissa Patterson.
For tomorrow only, Harris Scarf has reduced prices on all mobile phones, cameras, electrical appliances, garden and handyman power tools, sheds and tanks, computers and computer software, sports equipment, heating, car radios, barbecues, nursery furniture and Solomon's carpets by a genuine 7.5%. And if that's not enough, we've reduced prices on everything else by a massive 20%. But only for personal shoppers, only on floor stock and only tomorrow at Harris Scarf.
Harris Scarf, it's your store.
Locally owned Port Augusta Removals and Storage are professional removalists. A quality-assured company and member of the Australian Furniture Removers Association ensures they take extra care with your belongings. Port Augusta Removals and Storage have different size cartons to make packing easier. Whether it be local, country or interstate, they can safely move you there. Move with confidence and safety. Choose Port Augusta Removals and Storage for a fully professional removal service, including pre-packaging if required.
Introducing the Spencer Golf Football League Round 16 match program, proudly brought to you by the Transcontinental Hotel in Quorn. Kicking off Saturday's games in Port Augusta, see Central Augusta versus South Augusta at 2:20 p.m. Also on Saturday in Port Pirie, Port versus Solomon Town from 2:20 p.m. Then to Quorn on Sunday, where Quorn Wolves take on West Augusta at 2:20 p.m. All teams in the SGL welcome you back to their club rooms following the game. The SGL match program proudly brought to you by the Transcontinental Hotel Quorn in the Flinders Ranges, home of the famous Pritchie Ritchie Railway.
It's on right now! It's the Midwinter Super Duper Loony Stocktake Sale at Prest's, all stores. It's madness at Prest right now with up to 50% off. Yes, up to 50% off in this super massive sale with bargains for all ages. Prest Home Hardware, Prest Toy World, Prest Peterborough and Prest Department Store Port Pirie. Don't miss the madness with super duper bargains. Prest up to 50% off Stocktake Sale on now. All stores Port Pirie and Peterborough.
If you love schnitzels, then you'll love Schnitzels and More. Pacific. GRECIAN. Continental. Roman. SWAGMAN. Malay. Marinara. Schnitzels and More every Friday and Saturday at Port Augusta Highway 1 restaurant.
Sports Power New Season Footwear Catalogue sale on now. Save $35 on these Puma netball shoes for women. Save $30 on these Asics Prodigy for men and women. This versatile training shoe, $99.95. Adidas men's and ladies caustic CVs, only $89.95. Asics men's and ladies gel 140 running shoes for extreme comfort and fit, $139.95. Save $30 on Adidas men's Brody, now only $69.95. Hurry into Sports Power Super Shoe Catalogue sale on now. Available at your local Sports Power stores only.
Tonight's weather is proudly brought to you by Evans Hourglass Jewellery. Free polish, free inspection, free quote on all necessary repairs. See the jewellery specialists, Evans Hourglass Jewellery.
Good evening. Temperatures around the region were about average today, with 14 degrees in Port Augusta and Whyalla, and Broken Hill the lowest today with just 12 degrees. On the satellite photo, a low is centred off Western Australia's southern coast, and a front associated with this feature lies over the Western Bight. And taking a look at the charts now, a high centred near Tasmania extends a ridge northwards over central Australia. Another front is moving our way, and this will bring more showers mainly to the west of the state by Sunday. Around our region now, in the Western Agricultural, local early morning frosts and fogs over our peninsula, becoming cloudy with freshening northeast to north winds with a mild day. Northwest Pastoral, local early morning frosts and fogs, then a fine and mild day with increasing high cloud, light to moderate northeast to north winds shifting westerly in the far southwest during the afternoon. Northeast Pastoral, local early morning frosts and fogs, then a fine and mild day, light to moderate northeast to north winds shifting westerly in the far southwest. Northern Agricultural, again local early morning frosts and fogs, then a fine and mild day with sunny periods and light to moderate northeast to north winds. Central Districts, local early frosts and fogs, then a fine and sunny day. And in Broken Hill, morning fog, then clearing to a cool and partly cloudy afternoon. Looking ahead now, in the Western Agricultural, isolated showers chiefly about Lower Eyre Peninsula Friday and Saturday, then a few showers on Sunday. Northwest and Northeast Pastoral, Friday and Saturday will have local early frost, then fine and sunny days. Sunday will be cloudy in parts but fine. Northern Agricultural, for Friday local early fogs, then a fine and mild day with some high cloud. Saturday and Sunday partly cloudy with isolated showers. Central Districts, areas of cloud Friday and Saturday with showers, then Sunday will be cloudy with a few showers. And in Broken Hill, morning fogs, then fine and cool to mild. On Gulf waters, southeast to east winds at 7 to 12 knots, gradually shifting northerly tomorrow, and seas to 1 metre. The outlook northerly winds at 10 to 15 knots, turning northwest and increasing to 15 to 20 knots. Overnight, just 4 degrees in Clare and 8 in Port Lincoln. Then tomorrow, 18 for Port Augusta and Whyalla, down to 15 in Broken Hill. Well, that's all I have for tonight. I'll have more for you at the same time tomorrow. Here's Travis, and from me, it's good night.
Thanks, Melissa, and that's all we have for you this Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll have more news at the same time tomorrow. Until then, it's good night.
Looking at Wednesday night here on Central. At 7 o'clock, drama of Home and Away. At 7:30, Jag. At 8:30, Blue Healers. At 9:30, Live and Kicking. At 10:30, it's Homicide Life on the Street. Then at 11:30, Today Tonight.